6-year-old boy died after sources say he collapsed on the lunch line at school. News 12, the Bronx reporter Sabrina Franza had the very latest on what could have led up to his sudden death. Sabrina.
Amy, well, a law enforcement source telling me that the same boy who collapsed and later died on his lunch line was slashed by his very own mother in the throat back in April. Now, 24-year-old Shanice Martin walked herself into the precinct after taking a box cutter to her 6-year-old boy and 2-year-old girl's throats. On that horrible night in April, a bystander found those two children hurt underneath a pedestrian walkway with an empty, bloody stroller left behind. Luckily, they survived the attack on that day, a judge granting an order of protection to keep her away from her children. Now today, a law enforcement source telling us that 6-year-old boy collapsed and died while waiting for his lunch at PS5. We're told CPR was not enough to save his life, and he was transported here to New York City Health and Hospital's Lincoln, where he was pronounced deceased. Now, the medical examiner still has to figure out the exact cause of his death. It's not clear at this point if it's related to the slashing back in April. From Mott Haven, Sabrina Franza, News 12 The Bronx.
Thank you.
Yo, 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 yo. What up? What it do, YouTube? That's right. It's your boy. It's that boy, Lamont, that way Jones, back in the building. Yep, that's right. It's that boy they call Lamont, that way Jones, back in the building. So with that being said, I just wanted to thank everybody who decided to stop and rock with that boy they call Lamont, that way Jones, this way. And with that being said, topic of discussion is a mother from the Bronx, New York, by the name of Shanice Martin. What I would call a damn basket case of a mother out of Bronx, New York, who goes by the name of Shanice Martin, age 24. The reason I say basket case of a damn mother is because Mrs. Shanice Martin, 24 years old, like I said, out of the Bronx, New York, used a damn box cutter to slash the throats of her 6-year-old son and her 2-year-old daughter. And believe me, this woman was very psychotic, because after she did these things, in other words, after she finished slashing the throats of her 6-year-old son and her 2-year-old daughter, she then went to the 42nd precinct to turn herself in. Now, before I continue on this topic, I just want to let everybody know, even though this story is a few months old, but not that old. And the reason I'm letting you guys know this is because I've been knew about this story, okay? Until I recently found out that the little guy actually died from his injuries. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie, people. When I found out that little guy died, because, you know, he already, you know, has been through a damn near death experience, okay? He barely survived, you know, when this first happened to him, okay? So when I found out that the little guy actually ended up dying, you know, from his injuries, from his mother, I was very, I'm just gonna say, let me put it like this, I was pretty much mentally destroyed, okay? Because I just, you know, I hate to see a child that young have to experience and go through so much, you know, hardship, pain, and just pure evilness, you know, from, you know, his mother. I mean, man, how could you do that to your own seeds? I don't understand that. But anyway, you guys, with that being said, the two children that you'll see, you know, during this video are indeed the two children of the raging psychotic mother who goes by the name of Shanice Martin, age 24. Now, with that being said, she allegedly slit the two of her children's throat, okay? She slit her own two children's throats, okay? Before turning herself in to cops, covered in her children's blood. Now, Mrs. Shanice Martin previously had her two kids taken away from her already by the state, okay? Only to have custody restored only within a 2-year time period, okay? Anyway, this damn nutcase used a box cutter to slash the throats of her 6-year-old son and her 2-year-old daughter, okay? Now, get this, y'all. Mrs. Shanice's brother, her aunt, and her cousins say the act wasn't like her at all and that she loved her children. They added that Martin had been in and out of shelters but wished she had turned to them for help. With that being said, you know, it was known that she had plenty of family members in her family if she needed help. You know, they claimed that she could have came and contacted somebody in the family to help her, okay? Now, these are the words coming from her cousin, and I'm going to justify some of these words that her cousin just said. You know, with that being said, you know, like she was saying, you know, everybody's really hurt behind it, and I'm sure they are, because, I mean, that's just horrific, okay? But, anyway, with that being said, rumor has it, and I can definitely vouch for these rumors to be true. You know, the 6-year-old whose mother, you know, slashed the boy's throat in April, he ended up collapsing and, you know, suddenly, you know, died in the school lunch line. After that, paramedics rushed to the scene to cause of the unresponsive child, where they attempted to resuscitate the boy in the middle of a busy cafeteria. He was then transferred to the Lincoln Medical Center in a critical condition before sadly dying shortly after his arrival. Yeah, you know, with that being said, you know, you ask me, you know, the boy suffered, you know, a severe medical episode. I mean, it was just horrible. It's just horrible for a 6-year-old to experience some shit like that, okay? You know, he went through a bunch of severe medical episodes, including foaming at the mouth, which was triggered by a pre-existing and unhealed injury, you know, from where, you know, this crazy-ass psychotic, you know, ass mother of his sliced the boy's throat, okay? You know, and come to find out, you know, the boy as well as his 2-year-old sister, as I, you know, stated, you know, before, you know, they had their throats slashed with a damn razor blade by their own mother. Like I said, who goes by the name of Shanice Martin, age 24, on the sidewalk back in April, okay? And, you know, and I just find that just so horrible, you know, for a kid that young to have to experience some shit like that, okay? Please excuse my French, but this has really got me pissed because she did not have to do that to those children. Because I feel like this. If you didn't want those children, you could have, I'd rather her gave the children up for adoption before she did that to these children, okay? Then on top of that, to make matters even worse, after she slashed her children's throats, she just left them there on the damn sidewalk to die, okay? Now, here's my thing. This is what I find, like, shockingly unbelievable. Is, first of all, you know, she's already had a history prior to abusing her children. So with that being said, there's no way that the state should have allowed her to ever get those kids back, especially after she, you know, slashed her son's throat, okay? Like back in 2014. It's when she lost custody of her 6-year-old son that she nearly killed because of neglect. Now, with that being said, reports have it that Mrs. Martin is being held without bail. Get this, at the Elmhurst Hospital prison ward. In other words, this lady has been labeled psychotic and unfit to even care for these children, okay? At the same time, where she's facing a whole slew of damn charges, including attempted murder, endangering the welfare of a child, and assault. And get this, y'all, this is something else I find highly shocking. Her family, already in the past had told the press that she suffers from a serious psychiatric condition and is not herself when she doesn't take her medication. Now, I feel like this. If these people already knew, you know, all this type of information prior to the incident when the little 6-year-old son of hers actually survived her slashing his damn throat, okay? Now, with that being said, there's no way in hell, with them already knowing all this type of information prior, then there's no way in the hell either one of those children should have been within 50 feet of this damn psychopath, okay? Or should I say damn nutcase or whatever you want to call it, okay? Because if you really think about it, man, I mean, why would you give somebody who's not really even mentally stable custody of their kids back when you knew about these pre-existing conditions from this woman? That's the part that puzzles the shit out of me. And that's why I feel like they should also hold the damn state accountable for these children's deaths as well, because they didn't have no business giving those kids back to her knowing that this woman was already pretty much mentally unstable, okay? In other words, the woman wasn't even in her right state of mind, so why would you even take that chance on giving those kids back to somebody like that, okay? That's the craziest shit I've ever seen and heard in my life. Because don't forget, her family had already told the press in the past prior, to these incidents happening with her son, okay? And which is why I cannot understand why they would still let him go back to someone that they knew, that they already knew was unstable. Or should I say mentally unstable, okay? And I already knew that she was super mentally unstable, because right after she did it, she walked right in the damn precinct. Almost like immediately after she slashed these children's throat, telling the police that they needed to arrest her for committing a crime. And that's when they charged her with 2 counts of attempted murder in the 2nd degree. Now, no, see, this is before the 6-year-old son lost his life, all right? Then, they also charged her with 4 counts of 1st-degree assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. Anyway, with that being said, the little boy's name was Xavier Martin. Now, as I believe that I had already stated, but just in case if I didn't, he collapsed in his school's lunchroom on June the 14th, about 7 weeks after him and his little sister were attacked by their own damn mother. Damn. That's cold, man. Can you imagine the fear that 2 little children that young had to have when she actually did that, by them seeing that coming from the person that they looked up to as their protector, parent, mother. I mean, can you imagine the horror that was on these child's faces while this shit was going on from their own mother? Can you just imagine that shit? Man. And then, to make matters even worse, investigators say that they actually seen this woman at the corner of Brook Avenue and Washington Avenue, where she then cut his throat, leaving him with a deep laceration to the bottom of this boy's neck, where she also allegedly cut the little 2-year-old baby girl's neck and side as well, where she left them bleeding profusely. In other words, just left them there to bleed to death, pretty much. Prior to this happening, a passerby happened to stop and see the children laying there bleeding to death, okay? While they immediately flagged down the police, where then afterwards, both of the children were hospitalized 2 weeks after the slashing. Now, with that being said, y'all, these type of situations like this reminds me that everybody was not meant to have children, okay? Even behind all of the hardship, pain, and anger these people has had to endure, my thoughts and prayers still goes out to the Martin family, okay? And with that being said, I also got one question I just gotta ask the Martin family. And that is, why and how could you have let those children go back to this woman knowingly already knowing about her past mental issues? I just gotta ask you guys, why? How could y'all let that happen? Because I feel like if one of y'all would have stepped in and took those kids from her like you should have done, knowing her history of mental illnesses, those children, that's what would probably still be here today, alive and well, okay? Because when I first got whiff of this story, it actually brought tears to my eyes, man. I'm just gonna be straight up serious, honest with you guys. Anyway, y'all, with that being said, I just wanted to thank everybody who decided to stop and rock with that boy. Lamont, that way. Jones, this way. You dig? With that being said, may the Most High continue to bless you and all of your families while you're out there on that paper chase, trying to provide for your families while y'all swimming with them sharks during the rat race. With that being said, my good people, till next time, stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, y'all, peace. Peace out.